how we are and what our needs are is emotionally draining, even when he is not doing anything. He also brought up that he is a people pleaser and he doesn't want our differences to slowly chip away at him. He brought up that he loves our dogs, but he doesn't think he would ever want more. But he sees how I am with our dogs every day and what a big part of my life they are. So he feels like he can't take that away from me, but he doesn't want to, but he feels that he may be compromising what he wants. He also brought up concerns that may me not want to live in the same place eventually, since my family lives across the country and his is nearby. We have had discussions about this in the past, and I have told him that I am pretty open to wherever he wants to live. But I don't want to live somewhere without a support system. His family lives nearby us. Now his parents are planning on moving after they retire in about 5 years. My boyfriend would like to move as well. He just isn't sure where. He also brought up that he doesn't feel like he is ready to get married because he isn't where he wanted to be financially, career wise, and it feels like he hasn't done a lot in his life other than work. And he said he pictured his life would be different at 30 than it is. And I asked him if he felt like we were on the same path that would lead to getting married and having kids together, or if we were on a path that's not leading to that. He said he wasn't sure. I told him I need him to figure it out sooner rather than later, that I love him and I would marry him today. I don't think there's going to be a perfect time for anything, and having a partner shouldn't stop you from living your life and pursuing the things you want. I love him, and he is who I would choose to spend my life with, but I don't know where I should go from here. Is this pointless? Even waiting for him to figure out if he sees a future with me or not. If we already have been dating for 5 years and lived together, if not, how long should I wait for him to give me an answer to that question? Should that be something that he should already know? Any advice is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Hey, Anonymous. So it sounds like you got a lot of stuff going on and you feel stuck, which is normal in a situation like this. You invested a lot of time, almost 4 years in this relationship, and you want more out of it, and it doesn't sound like your partner is able to commit at this time. I think he's got a couple of different things going on. Number one, it seems as though, for lack of a better term, he hasn't grown up yet. He's going to be 30, or he is 30, and he's just not sure of himself. And he seems like that he's not ready for any commitments, to be honest. Number two, he fears commitment. There's talk about being emotionally unavailable, and this seems like the general sense of indecisiveness in his life. Uh, Makes him scared. He's scared of the future because he's not confident in himself, and I'm sure he struggles with a lot of low self-esteem. And it seems as though he throws up these roadblocks in front of you. Yeah, he committed. He said he was interested in marriage and kids years ago, but now as it gets closer to possibly committing to you, he's thrown up roadblocks. I don't know where I want to live. I'm not ready yet. The dogs are enough for me. I don't know. I don't know where I want to live. I'm not emotionally available. Blah blah blah. He doesn't have any idea what's going on, and I'm just struggling with how you kind of could see a future with somebody, the person who he is right now. Um, and he mentioned this, that he's a people pleaser, and so people pleasing tendencies typically go back to childhood in some kind of abandonment, neglect, or attention seeking. So what people pleasers do is they please to get, to feel validated, to feel like they have self-worth. And sometimes they people please because they had parents that were emotionally not available for them and they wanted to make them happy in some way. So he's got a lot of stuff going on, possibly with his past. And once again, I think he may be struggling with some depression. The statement about not feeling like he is where he should be at 30 years old, financially and career-wise. And that's a huge roadblock for him, because it seems like he's holding himself back, and he's going to hold you back because, whatever he determines as financially successful, or, successful in a career, how is he measuring that, and when does that happen? When he's 40, 50, 60? How long are you waiting around for that? And then emotionally unavailable. That's a serious red flag for me, especially in my couple sessions. And when I hear that, either the one partner saying it or the other one's admitting to it, it means a couple of things. Walled off. He's walled off. He contains all his emotions, and I would bet that there are moments where he pushes down his emotions so much, and then he may explode and yell and scream and throw a tantrum. But typically walled off men in this instance, they either grew up in a household where nobody talks to them about their emotions, big boys don't cry and all that stuff, or he was in a family where either mom or dad was suffocating and boundaryless, where he feels like he's got to protect himself, so he's not letting anybody in, especially you. So he's got a lot of stuff going on that you're not going to really be able to help him with. This is some stuff that he needs to work on himself. So for you, it seems that you love him very much, but I always tell my couples, love is never enough, right? So if he doesn't get some help with his own issues, he'll never be in a position to commit. And he'll never be willing to, he's not relationship material, if that makes sense. Because he's not relational. He can't even be relational with himself. And he can't be emotionally available and love you the way you deserve to be loved and need to be loved. So holding on to this hope that he's going to change by himself, that's kind of tough. I see partners that stay in relationships all the time that are doomed, and what they do is they have this hope that this person's going to change, and they spend so much time waiting for that change. And what they do is I've invested 4 years, like you may be thinking. It's like, I can wait a little bit longer, but I don't see anything shifting here for him unless something drastic happens. Okay? Something that he either gets into therapy, or or he has this come to Jesus moment. Sorry for the Jesus reference, but he has this moment where he's like, oh my God, this woman I love so much, I'm willing to commit and figure my stuff out later. Okay? And I guess the question is, are you willing to invest more years of your life with this hope that he's going to figure stuff out on his own? And then another thing that I thought when I was, listening to you, was that it seems though you're open to anything and willing to dance to whatever tune he's playing. But makes me wonder about your needs, your wants, your desires, your hopes, your dreams, and the song that you want to dance to, if that makes any sense. And I feel as though you have 4 choices, maybe 5, but I think 4 choices. And if you and your partner were in my chairs behind me, I think the first choice is, leave it all to the universe and hope that he changes. Very unlikely. If he doesn't do any work, in 20 years he'll be a 50-year-old man still trying to figure it out, still unable to commit to anything other than maybe the dogs. And I'm willing to bet that you do most of the work with them. So leave that there. The second thing is, see if you can get him into couples counseling. I think that's one of the things that could possibly help you, if you get a counselor that's willing to call him out on his fears of the inability to commit, and also to dig down into his childhood and see why he's struggling with such low self-esteem and low self-worth, and why he has walls up. Third option is, it goes along with number one, but accept for who he is, and if you love him that much, accept that he may never marry you. And but I think that that's gonna leave you with regrets in life, especially this indecisiveness he has about being happy with just dogs and maybe never wanting kids. And imagine him right now if he doesn't do any work. Imagine what he would be like. I think you can imagine what he would be like as a possible husband, but as a father. What do you think he would be like as a father? Because I think as a husband, he seems to be really immature, and I think how that shows up in your relationship in the future is that that's a lot of him hanging out with his buddies and leaving you at home with the dogs or kid or whatever. And I see that in men that haven't matured, that they're still stuck in their childhood in some way. And then the fourth one is letting him go. Letting him go and find someone who is ready for a relationship, who wants the same things you want. And I know you say you invested a lot of time, and yet you're young, you're 28. But you deserve to be loved the way you want to be loved, and to be with somebody that's gonna be there for you and give you all those dreams and give you your happily ever after, which I'm not sure that he can't even make himself happy. So how is he going to make you happy? So in closing, I hope things work out. I hope this was helpful, and you should maybe do some self-reflection and think about what you really want for a relationship in the future and out of your life. Okay, that's it. Hope this helped, and that's it. Bye.